Fujifilm's new cameras have two different methods for you to convert your camera into a webcam, and they both kinda suck. But don't worry, I'm gonna break it all down for you so you know exactly what you're getting into, and hopefully we can find the best way to use one of these cameras as a webcam. What's up, my dude? Your friendly neighborhood Tony here, and welcome to the Spare Tech Room, where maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to benefit off of my hyperfixation on technology. One of the recent big changes in camera tech is being able to take something like this mirrorless camera here and use it as a webcam on your Skype or Zoom calls, or to record directly into your computer through something like OBS. Generally, you'd have to go from the HDMI output from your camera through a capture card into your computer. But if you're looking for a solid 4K capture card, those are gonna run you $100 or more, unless you're getting one of those sketchy $20 Chinese cards that I definitely don't recommend. But most recently, a few different camera companies have started to implement a technology where you can go from your USB connection instead of your HDMI and go directly into the computer without the need for a capture card at all. And with Fuji, you've got two different options. First up is an older option that uses the Fuji X Webcam app. I'll link to it in the description box below. It's available for Windows and Mac, and it's compatible with a bunch of cameras, including the X-T30 that I have right here. If you want to see a full list of all the cameras that the app is compatible with, again, I'll link that in the description below. The second option that only works with the most recent Fuji cameras, including the XS20 right here, skips the Fuji X Webcam app completely and allows you to go right from the USB into your computer. You just open up whatever streaming or video app you want to use and it will show up as a webcam in there. Now, unfortunately, neither of these two options is perfect, and I'm gonna explain why. The Fuji X Webcam app is definitely a little finicky. Of course, you have to download and install the app itself. Then you run it with your camera plugged into the computer, but even then, it won't immediately work. You have to make sure that you have the Fuji Webcam app open alongside whatever video program you wanna use. And then from there, they have to recognize each other in order for you to get anything on your screen. Now, that's not that big of a deal. And in fact, there's a lot of cool stuff that you get with the Fuji Webcam app. You have the ability to change your color temperature, your exposure compensation. You can apply different picture profiles or film simulations in the case of Fuji. There's genuinely some really cool stuff that you can do with the app. So, what's the problem? Well, let me show you real quick. This is what your video is gonna look like when you run it through the Fuji X Webcam app. Not 4K, not 1080p, not even a real 720p. I think it's technically 1024 by 768, which, as you can see, not great. So if you're looking to use this as a way to record high quality video directly into your computer, or if you just want to have a high quality live stream, I don't know about this one, Chief. But what about the other newer method? Well, as we mentioned, the other option skips the Fuji X Webcam app completely and has your camera show up as a video source in your computer. It's actually really dope. You get full 4K video right over the USB into whatever app you want to use to stream or record. And here's what that looks like. So yeah, pretty sweet. What could possibly go wrong? Well, that's where the old Fuji cripple hammer comes in. You see, there's a little screen in the menu on the Fuji camera with something called USB power supply / com setting. And what that does is it tells the USB port to send either data or power. So yeah, if you're following me here, you can either send video out through the USB or you can bring power in through the USB, but not both, not at the same time. Basically, you can use the XS20 or any of the new Fuji cameras as a webcam for as long as the battery lasts. Now, thankfully, the newer Fuji cameras with the bigger batteries, like the one that comes in the XS20, are pretty good and they last probably around 2 hours or so, just using them as a webcam exclusively. But for me, and I think probably for most of us, you don't wanna have to worry about charging your webcam. You wanna be able to just plug it in, leave it there, and forget about it. And of course, you can also get a dummy battery to keep the camera juiced the whole time. But then you have a power cable and a video cable both running to your camera, and for that, you might as well just use the HDMI. It's a bit of a mess right now. Now again, that first option using the Fuji X Webcam app does power your camera at the same time, but that video quality is like straight up potato level. So pick your poison. And the real bummer here right now is that there are other camera brands that allow you to send video and take in power at the same time. And I guess if you want me to do a breakdown of those options, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely do a video on that. Overall though, I do think that Fuji will eventually get to a place where you're able to send video and power through the same cable at the same time. They're just not there right now. And I know I had a hard time finding this information, so hopefully this is something that you can take and can help you make a decision. This channel is going to be all about my obsession with gizmos and gadgets and testing things to figure out what the best options are. I do really love the two Fuji cameras I showed you today, the X-T30 and the XS20. I think they're both excellent cameras if you're trying to get started out in the Fuji system. So if you want to know more about either of those, I'm going to go ahead and link to them in the description box below. And if you want to see me do a full breakdown of those cameras, again, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you next time in the spare tech room.